Hey, Jason here from Simply Swider. If your Samsung fridge pitcher won't fill with water, you're in the right place. In the next 8 minutes, I'll walk you through 6 proven fixes that solve this problem 95% of the time, and most cost absolutely nothing. We're talking simple 2 minute solutions that could save you over $100 on a replacement pitcher. Before we get started, if you run into any questions, jump into our Facebook group. Links in the description. We've got thousands of people helping each other fix their appliances, and I pop in there daily to help out. Now, I'm going to walk you through the most common causes of pitcher filling problems, starting with the simplest fixes and working our way up to the more involved ones. Here's what we're dealing with. Most of the time, it's either a setting that got turned off, trapped water in the sensor area, or the pitcher just isn't seated right. Trust me, I've seen this 100 times, and usually it's something really simple. So the most common issue I see, and I had this lady call me last week in a panic about this exact thing. Turns out her autofill feature was just turned off. These Samsung fridges default to off on the autofill, and sometimes that child lock gets activated without you even knowing it. You'll know this is your problem when that auto water fill icon isn't lit up on your display, or when you touch the panel and it just chimes at you without doing anything. Here's the fix. First, locate the autofill pitcher button. I'm pointing to
Simply
it
make
right
sure the
here on the
feature is
display.
engaged on your control
Press and
panel.
hold it for
This
exactly 3
process may
seconds
vary
until
by
you hear a
model.
beep and see the icon light up. For child lock, find the lock button, usually has a key symbol, and hold it for 3 seconds until the lock disappears from your screen. You should hear a confirmation chime when it's disabled. All right, so this one's probably 60% of the calls I get about these pictures. You're going to see error code 76C or 76E pop up, or that autofill icon starts blinking at you. Sometimes it'll beep too. What's happening is there's a moisture sensor down there that thinks your fridge is about to flood, so it shuts everything down. I remember this guy who had water sitting in his catch tray for weeks before he called me. Here's your step-by-step fix. First, remove the pitcher completely. You'll need a small bowl and some towels ready. Look at the bottom of the holder
You
compartment
have
for a small
some
black rubber drain plug
water
about
that's
the
spilled
size of a
over
quarter. Gently
on
pull
in
it
this little
straight out,
catch
don't
down
twist it,
here.
and let any trapped water drain into your bowl. This might take 30 seconds to fully drain. Now use a clean, dry towel to thoroughly wipe down the entire sensor area. The moisture sensor must be completely dry, so give it an extra minute to air dry before replacing the plug. Now, here's something most people don't think about. There's a magnet in that lid that has to line up perfectly with a switch in the door. If you put the lid on backward after washing it, or if the pitcher isn't pushed in all the way, nothing's going to happen. You can see me doing this right here. That pour spout needs to face away from the handle. Push the pitcher straight in until you hear it
where this
click.
water reserve goes
Here's a little
right
trick
in
I learned
here,
the
just
hard
like
way.
that,
If your
and it
pitcher
fits
keeps
just
coming
nice and
loose, tape
perfectly,
a small
just like
piece
the
of
original.
cardboard to the back of
And
it
if we
as a shim. Don't ask me how I figured that one out, but it works. Samsung's autofill system needs at least 30 psi water pressure to function properly. Here's a simple test you can do right now. Take a standard measuring cup, 6 ounces works perfect, and fill it using your door dispenser. Time it with your phone. If it takes longer than 8 seconds to fill that cup, you've got pressure issues that are preventing the pitcher from filling correctly.
After you
Most of the
restart
time,
it,
it's a
you can see
clogged
there's a
water
sign,
filter.
open lock.
If yours is
It's
more
over
than
the
6
handle.
months old, swap it out. You're looking at maybe 30 to 50 bucks for a new filter, way cheaper than calling someone like me. Also check that your main water valve is fully open, and if you've got one of those old saddle valves, consider upgrading to a ball valve for better flow. Here's one that'll surprise you. If your fridge is leaning forward, gravity pushes that pitcher against the full sensor before it even gets water in it. You'll know this is happening when the pitcher looks tilted forward in its bracket even though it's empty. Grab those front leveling legs and adjust them so the fridge tilts slightly backward. This helps your doors stay closed better, too, so it's a win-win. There's a spring-loaded button behind that pitcher compartment that tells the fridge when the pitcher's full and heavy. Sometimes it gets sticky from spilled juice or tea and stays pressed in. Press that button. You can see it right back there, and it should spring back freely. If it's sticky, clean off any residue with a damp cloth. The pitcher itself runs about 90 to 100 bucks if you need to replace it. You'll know it's bad if it's leaking from the front rim when you pour, or if the plastic got warped. Quick check, make sure that magnet is still in the lid rim. Here's the thing though, don't put these in the dishwasher. I can't tell you how many customers have called me after the heat warped their pitcher. A lot of times people think they need a new pitcher when really it's just that moisture sensor acting up. This little guy, part number DA34000043C, is what tells the computer when the door's closed and the pitcher's in place. If it goes bad, your interior lights won't turn on, the dispenser won't work, or that door open alarm stays on constantly. You can test it with a multimeter for continuity. Now, here's the thing, sometimes it's not the switch itself, it's just the wiring harness that's come loose inside the door cover. Before you replace a $28 part, check those connections. The inlet valve, that's part DA97 254A, opens electronically to let water into the pitcher. When it starts going bad, you'll hear it humming, but no water comes out. You can test for 120 volts AC at the valve when you insert the pitcher. This one runs about 50 bucks plus labor. But here's what I've learned over the years. It's usually not the valve that's bad. It's low home water pressure making it seem like the valve's stuck. All right, if you're dealing with faulty parts, let's talk about what you're looking at cost-wise and whether it's worth fixing versus replacing. Most of these parts aren't too expensive, but some require more work than others. Now you can see right there on your screen some of the most common models that have these pitcher filling issues. You might spot your own fridge model up there. The Bespoke series and those RF models seem to have the most trouble with that moisture sensor error, while the RS series sometimes has installation issues where the water lines get crossed during setup. That's your complete troubleshooting roadmap for Samsung fridge pitchers that won't fill. Remember, always start with the 30-second settings check, then tackle that moisture sensor, which fixes the problem about 60% of the time and takes under 5 minutes. Work through these solutions in order, and you'll solve most pitcher problems without spending a dime or waiting for a repair technician. If you guys know someone who's having appliance troubles, please send them the link to this video or a link to my channel where I have tons of other videos showing how to fix pretty common issues with appliances, sometimes for free or as little cost as possible. It sure beats having a repairman come out and spending several hundred for them to fix it when it could be something so simple. If this helped you get your pitcher working again, hit that like button and drop a comment below. Let me know which fix worked for you. Really helps other people with the same problem. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'll get this out to more folks who need to save some time and money. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.